have so much hair on right now. I currently have a wig and a ponytail piece, but I am living for it. I honestly miss having long hair. So today I was like, you know what? It's Monday. Why not just throw on a wig and a ponytail and just film a makeup tutorial? So that is exactly what I did for you guys today. I wanted to film a really pretty soft glam. Usually my videos are really smoky, sometimes really colorful, and I don't really have anything on my channel that's just glam but a little bit more toned down. And I feel like this look is exactly that. We have the smokiness of the eyes because the eyes are nice and smoky, but they're still soft. You know, they kind of draw you in with the smokiness, but when you really look at them, there's really not much going on, but it still looks like a lot. We have a really pretty natural lash. The skin looks really nice and youthful and natural looking. We do have highlight, but not too much. The brows are nice and natural too. The lips look nice and plump and juicy. And I just wanted to just kind of show you guys a glam look. And also a lot of the products that I'm using are affordable and new products to my collection as well. So I'm really excited for you guys to see this video. That is going to be it. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and enjoy the video. As always, before we get into the video, please consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. I would love to have you guys here. And if you guys enjoy these types of makeup tutorials, definitely subscribe for more. I have tons more coming, which I'm so excited about. So yeah, that is going to be it. And without further ado, let's get into this makeup tutorial. Okay, you guys, so we are ready to go ahead and get started. I am going to start off by priming my lids, and to do that I am taking a concealer. This has been my go-to concealer recently. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer, and I am using the shade Golden Natural. I'm going to take this concealer and I am just pretty much going to apply it all over the lid as our primer, and I'm going to make sure to get it in the inner corner because I do have some darkness in there currently, so make sure that you get it all covered. For today's video, we are going to be working up the Boss Babe Betty palette by Buxom, and look how gorgeous this palette is. It is such a pretty everyday palette. It is so stunning and it goes perfect with the look that I have in mind for today. I'm going to start off by taking the shade Cashmere Craving, this one right over here, if my camera will focus, this one, and I'm actually going to work this all over the lid, and this is just going to set that concealer into place. I am going to be taking the shade Invite Only. I'm using the shade up here in the crease, and this is going to be my transition shade. So make sure that you smoke it out in that crease area, and I am using, this is a Wet n Wild brush. It doesn't have a number. I believe it was from their holiday collection of last year, and it's one of my favorite brushes to really smoke out the crease. I'm going to go ahead and take the shade All Access, and I'm going to put this in my brow bone as my brow bone highlight. I'm using an Aesthetica C11 brush to apply it. Okay, so next I'm going to take the shade Work, which is this one right over here, and I am using, this is a Moda Pro brush. This is the 466. I'm first going to apply the shade right here in the outer corner of the eye, and then begin to blend up towards the crease. Alright, so next I'm going to go back in with my concealer, the CoverGirl True Blend, and I am just going to clean up this inner portion a little bit. I'm not really going to do a cut crease, I'm just going to clean it up just a little bit. So I'm taking the concealer and I am just going to focus this in the inner half of the eye. So right here. I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of Work, and I'm just going to really blend that in to that concealer because we don't want any harshness. I'm going to go ahead and take Cashmere Craving, once again, the vanilla shade from the palette. I am just going to pretty much apply this right in that inner portion where we applied that concealer. So right here, make sure there's no creases, and just apply that. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Gold Status. This one right here. I'm going to take it with my ring finger. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this, like right in the center. Just to add like a little something extra to the look. And then I'm just going to blend all of that once again. I'm going to take the tiniest bit of Unapologetic, which is the dark brown. So I'm applying Unapologetic like in the lash line just to add a little shadow, but nothing crazy. And blending it up towards the outer corner. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the skin. I'm going to start off by priming my skin using the Benefit Professional. I have been obsessed with this again recently. This, by the way, is my mirror. I'm trying for it to not be on the screen, but I don't know why for some reason. I think my camera is set up a little bit too low. I have to move it up, but I think it's fine. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and I am pretty much going to put this everywhere on the skin. I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl concealer, but this time in the shade Warm Nude. I literally own 3 of these concealers. Like, I love them so friggin' much. So I'm taking the shade Warm Nude, and I'm going to put this under my eyes to just kind of color correct all of this darkness that we have currently. I'm also going to put a little bit on the sides of the nose. I'm just going to take a foundation brush and just blend it out. For foundation, I am going to be mixing in 2 foundations. I have the MAC Studio Fix Fluid and the Giorgio Armani. I love putting these 2 foundations together. It just gives me the most flawless finish ever. And since today we're going for that nice soft glam look, I think it's perfect for today's video. In the MAC foundation, I am in the shade NC35. In the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, I am shade 5.75, but honestly, I can go up a shade or 2. That's why I also mix them, just so that it can match me a little bit better. So I did about this much of the MAC foundation, and now I'm gonna do a pump and a half of the Luminous Silk. Honestly, this foundation, the MAC foundation, the smell brings me all the way back to high school. This was my go-to foundation in high school. Like, I loved this foundation, and honestly, it's still one of my favorites, if not my favorite foundation ever. Just the color of it, like the finish, the combination, the smell, the full coverageness of everything about this foundation. I'm just in love. Like, I just love everything about it. When in high school, when I used to tell my friends like, oh no, I use MAC, and they would be like, oh, MAC breaks me out. Honestly, in the back of my mind, I felt a little sorry for them because they were missing out on some good stuff. For some reason, MAC used to make everybody break out when I was in high school, and I never had an issue with it. And I felt so bad for the people who couldn't wear MAC, because MAC was the shit back then. Like, everybody wanted to wear MAC, own MAC, like that was everything. With whatever is left of the foundation, and I'm just gonna go over it one more time just to make sure everything is nice and even. So moving on to concealer, I'm going back in with the CoverGirl True Blend, this time in the shade Golden Natural, and I am going to apply this under the eyes. And taking that sponge once again, I'm just going to blend it out. Now I'm going to go ahead and cream contour. I am taking my Avon True Color Transforming Contour Stick in the shade Medium. I love this contour stick. I've used it a couple times here on my channel, and I really do like the formula. It blends out beautiful. I'm going to be blending it out using the Il Makiage 100 Foundation Blending Brush.
What are you doing?
I'm contouring. Getting rid of my double chin. That's how I catfished you into dating me.
Got a beard.
A beard?
Yeah.
A beard. You're gonna see when I blend this all out how skinny I look. So this past weekend, Lawrence was working, For those of you guys that don't know, he's a GC, he's a general contractor. Slammed the car door in his finger, on his finger, and he thankfully did not fracture his finger, but he did lose his nail. So that was so traumatizing. I saw the whole thing. I'm kind of like a freak like that. Like, I love things that have to do with like medicine and stuff. And he could not look. He fainted 3 times. So I was like, okay, no, I need to see this happen. And I saw the whole process of them removing the nail. Oh my gosh. He was obviously, his hand was numb, obviously, because I don't think he could handle all that pain without his hand being numb. But oh my God, like, it looked so painful, but he was numb, so he didn't feel anything. But I don't know how people in the old age did this without anesthesia, because wow, like, it was intense, like super intense. So I'm gonna go in with another concealer. This one is in Golden Ivory, also from CoverGirl. This concealer, I am only going to apply this right here in the inner corner of my under eyes, because I really like a super bright under eye. And I'm going to do a little bit on the tip and a little bit on the bridge, and just the tiniest bit in like the center of my face. I'm going to go into a lot more detail on a video that I'm planning to film on my updated highlight and contour routine. So don't worry. I will show you guys like everything and why I do what I do. So be on the lookout for that. So now I'm going to go ahead and begin to set the under eyes. I'm taking my Kylie powder in soft pink. I promise you I will start using different things. It's just, this is honestly my favorite powder. I just love the way that this powder makes my under eyes look and how bright it makes the under eyes. Using a Morphe JH07, and I am just going to set the under eyes first, and then we bake. But first I want to set. So now I'm going to take my Ben 9 powder in Fair, and I am going to use this to bake the under eyes and the side of my nose. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finished powder, and I'm just going to set the rest of the face. I want to be really nice and bronzy, so I'm taking my Tarte Park Ave Matte Bronzer, and I'm using, this is a Benefit Hula brush, I believe, and I'm just going to bronze the skin. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with my palette, and I'm going to take a little bit of Invite Only and Work. So these 2 shades, so this one and this one, I'm just going to mix the 2, and I'm just going to put that under my lash line. I'm going to take a nude pencil, and I'm just going to line my waterline. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the bake from under the eyes and on the sides and the nose. Now we're going to go ahead and apply blush. I am going to be using a mixture of the Buxom blushes in the style Mykonos, in the shade Mykonos and Seashells. These 2. So I'm going to mix the 2 together, and I'm going to apply it to my cheeks. So these 2 highlights by CoverGirl are super pretty. This one is in the shade Gilded Glory, and I also have the shade Pearl Crush. I think I'm going to go in with, I don't know, I think I'm going to do Pearl Crush. I'm just going to apply, ooh, these are so creamy. Wow, these are really creamy. I'm just going to apply a little bit right here. Whoa. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, and then I'm going to take a smaller brush, And I'm gonna put some on the tip of the nose. Whoa, that is pretty intense. And a little bit down the bridge. And again, I'm just going to soften it up a little bit. Actually, for the brows, I'm only going to be applying clear brow gel. I just have been really liking the more feathery, natural looking brows. So I'm going to quickly do my lips. I am using the Buxom Plump Line Lip Liner in the shade Undercover. And just going to line the lips. And then for lipstick, I am going in with another Buxom lipstick in the shade Goddess. Line that in the center. And then for gloss, I'm going in with the Buxom Gloss in Ashley. The only thing that we have left to do is lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these lashes by Profusion. These are the iconic 3D faux mink lashes. So I am going to apply these and then I'll be right back to show you guys the finished result. Oh my gosh, I feel like a completely different person. I forgot how much I loved having long hair. I have a wig on that it is super long, and then I also have like this ponytail piece up here, and I am living for this long hair. Like, I'm obsessed. This is it. This is a completed look. I just love the way that it turned out. It's so feminine, so pretty, but still smoky and sexy. I am just obsessed. I love the way the skin turned out, the eyes, the lips. I am completely obsessed with this look. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I also gave you guys some little life updates throughout the video, and that is pretty much it. So let me know in the comments what you think of this hair, because maybe I can invest in some hair extensions, because I really love the way that this long hair is looking on me right now. Not even gonna lie. So alrighty guys, that is going to be it for today's video. Please, if you are new to my channel, consider subscribing for more videos like this one. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah!